What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the VR Link. How are you all? Thank you for joining us. Excellent, guys. Right, where is my stuff? Thank you to everyone who's joined us today. This is episode 39 of the VR Link, your weekly Sunday VR podcast that gives you and us a chance to discuss some of the latest news, games, and goings on in virtual reality. So allow me to introduce our co-hosts, which is Salsa from Salsa Ketchup VR.
Hello.
Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming.
Hello, boys and girls.
And our special guest host, game developer Anna Ribeiro.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, Dane, aka Get to the Chopper, can't be with us this week, but he may pop into the chat, which I think he already has been. He's already been in there. So, but yeah, and my name's GT, and you can also listen again to this podcast via Spotify or Anchor. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the amazing patrons and channel members whose names are listed below, and if you're looking for ways to support this channel, please check the links in the description, and while you're there, please consider joining our community Discord. In today's show, we'll be chatting to Anna about Pixel Rip 1989 and the eagerly awaited sequel, Pixel Rip 1995. We'll probably mention Half-Life Alyx, as I think that isn't far away now. How many days is it? March 23rd it comes out?
8 days.
8 days. So yeah, cool. Let me just leave this little thing running in the background. I think we've got a little video.
We have a little video?
We have got a video, which is a game. It's on SideQuest called Ducker.
Yeah.
And I've basically read some of there's like a couple of reviews on SideQuest, and one of the reviews reads, this is like rhythm heaven for people who hate ducks. I thought that's quite interesting.
Fair enough.
Like rhythm heaven for people that hate ducks.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. Yeah. So let's give some shout out to people in the chat. Scottish Gamer, how you doing? Zombie Gaming, Dark, Robert Dodge, how you doing, guys? You right? Eric Harley, Bug Bites. Who else have we got there?
2G Kazin, I noticed him.
Scott Merrill,
Midlife.
nice.
JD has just popped in.
Superb. Wild Wolf, how you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Eric Harley.
Yeah, man. Hello, Midlife.
People.
So Midlife's actually made a video on this. I was going to ask him if I could rip his video, but I actually completely forgot. And luckily I had a trailer later anyway. Boy Brown, Monkified, VTids. How you doing, Spirit Realm? Excellent, guys. Comic Welshie, Lord Necton. Thank you all for joining us today. I really appreciate it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to talk to Anna, because she's the star of this week. And let's if you haven't met Anna before, she has got an excellent story about how she become a game developer, and it'd be really cool to hear it.
I'll try to be really short because I have a problem of talking way too long, and I think many people already heard this story. This story never changed because that's my life.
Well,
so
it happened in the past.
And there's
I'll try to tell in a different way, maybe.
there's a lot of new people in VR though. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not everyone's heard it.
Yeah, okay. So a long time ago, this is almost 10 years now, I was working at the Justice Console. I didn't have any knowledge about making games, and I just grew up playing games. I was always part of my life. I have a Counter-Strike female team, and I had 3 brothers. We grew up playing games. I'm talking about Atari, Odyssey, a long time ago. But I never had considered like working and taking this as a career. So I got a kind of this long road until I find myself. And it was when I was, after 5 years working at the Justice Council, I was like selling pies for my colleagues. And sadly, this small business of pies kind of grow in a proportion of like in 6 months, I was selling like 4,000 pies a month.
This is the crazy twist of the story, because you actually, by accident, started a successful business in pies.
Yeah, so you're working basically, it was like very dry paperwork thing from making pies in office to selling a hell of a load of pies.
It's a lot of pies.
To then completely change.
Yeah, the change happened when I was doing a course for open my business. I was going to, the business was kind of like a really small, and everyone started asking to have a pie shop. And then I did this little short, intense course for like a week. And in this course, it was kind of like a therapy too. It was weird. it was really important for me not to realize I was in the wrong business. And one of the questions that changed it for me, everything, it was really simple. And I think we should do these questions every day. We should question ourselves where I want to be in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. And I was like, wow, if I don't change my life now, in 3, 10, 15 years, I'm going to be making pies. So I really thought there's actually a TED talk about it. I talk about this in a TED talk. If you want to look later, I talk in more detail about this crazy story. But the question, it was basically forget about everything, all your career, your business, everything you've done so far, everything you study. And now with a fresh mind, imagine you're born today and you can choose any career, anything you want to do in these 3, 5, 10 years. And for the first time, it was ridiculous. But the first time I consider it, oh my God, I can make games. And that was like so intense for me. I give up the pies, I give up my job, I sold my car, and I told everyone I'm going to make games. Everyone says, this is crazy. Oh my God, she's going crazy. Everyone thought I was going mental. My mom, it was the first one to say, no, you're right. But
one question I haven't gained from this pie story, because I have heard the pie story before because I was there at another time. What's your favorite flavor of pie?
Oh, from the pies I used to do?
Because what's your favorite flavor of pie?
I would say it's called in Portuguese carne de sol with creme de macaxeira, but it's kind of like beef fried little cubes mixed with like a mashed potato with cheese, and has some coentro, onions. This was my favorite. This was one of the best sellers.
It sounds really good.
Kind of created this inspired by something I used to eat a lot, but it wasn't a pie. So this was the first time a pie was done with these ingredients. I think it was my favorite.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
But there was hot dog, pizza, there was a lot of stuff.
Now half of the chat is going to be going, we want food.
They're talking about pies right now, their favourite pies. Yeah.
They are.
So,
someone's gone for the chunky steak and onion with gravy, nummy, nummy, nummy.
So
strawberry and rhubarb in there.
So one of
rhubarb?
There was a little while ago, Rota VR put out a tweet and asked what was your favourite game trailer, and mine was actually yours from Pixel Rift 1989. I thought that was an amazing game trailer. Do you mind if we play that game trailer quickly? Is that okay to the first game?
I don't mind.
All right, cool. Let's run that.
Maybe other people may mind.
No, they won't.
No, nobody will object.
No,
it's an awesome trailer.
It is a fantastic trailer. I just wanted to make sure that I've got the right bloody trailer up. There we go. Cool. Let's run that.
Go outside and play now.
Go outside your world and play now in an incredible new virtual world. The world of Pixel Rift 1989. You are the Pixel Stone hero. Can you defeat the evil Cyberlin Lord? Save knights in shining underwear, fend off ravenous pigeons, and explore the darkest corners of the headmaster's office. Play inside, outside, during recess, even during class. Just don't get caught.
Right! That's it! Take yourself with that infernal light box to the headmasters at once!
Pixel Rift 1989. Batteries sold separately. Gear kit not included.
I thought that everyone was hearing that.
They can hear you now.
No.
No, they can hear you now. So,
Okay, so
yeah.
summarizing for those who don't know about Pixel Rip, you are playing a game within a game in virtual reality. It's kind of like Inception of video games. And in 1989, you were back in school and you're playing in a Game Boy device kind of style. And when you look down, you're playing this game called Pixel Rip, which is like a 2D platform that homage to all these classics that we grew up playing, like Mega Man, Mario. There's a lot of reference. I don't know if everyone got the reference, but there's Super Ghosts and Ghosts, the Golden Axe, and we try to reference all these games. But the game you're playing is original. It's called Pixel Rip, and it has its own story behind it. So the main character of the game is called Dot, and that's the character I actually cosplay. And then it's my helmet here. And Dot represents all these heroes. I want some hero that could represent all these characters I grew up playing, but she's a female badass. And so Dot is basically trying to save her world because Cyber Lord is still the Pixel Stone and is making a mess and destroying all the game worlds. And this adventure begins like that when you are inside the game as Dot, and then you go out from the game and you use her superpower, which is syncing with a gamer in reality. So she syncs with this the best player of Pixel Rip of that era of 1989, which is Nicole, and she has to deal with her reality, which is in a classroom, and there's a really angry teacher. You have to distract this teacher to complete the game within the game that you're playing in the handle device. I went way too far, but summarizing, there is many layers of gameplay. It's a Inception.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It's weird to be in virtuality, then sort of diving deeper in virtuality again. Holding a handheld in VR is weird, isn't it? To play another game.
Even before that, to take the mug that you're using there, the Game Boy mug, the first bits as well, where you go into that bit and you're inside of like a Game Boy as well, and that whole blocked world is like, well, I'm actually sitting inside of a retro game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like
VR.
it's like sitting inside a Game Boy.
It's when you get that moment and there's like that combination of all of this new technology, and you're there seeped in that retro atmosphere.
Yeah,
it's like, wow.
But there's a timelessness to the retro art style. That's why retro games now, things like Dead Cells and stuff like that, you can still go back to that retro art style because it never gets old.
Yeah,
it has a beauty and an artistic merit to it.
That's one of the other sides that also makes Pixel Ripped stand out, is that it really taps into that nostalgia so well.
Yeah, and we got to talk about the end of level boss, which caused mass hysteria because people were struggling, and it was good. I liked it, but
I think I it's kind of my fault that the final boss, because at the end of the game, so it was like the 1989 for me, it felt like 4 years because the development felt like 4 years.
Yeah.
And I was so attached to the development that I think in the end, when we finalizing the game and there was this final battle, I couldn't finish the game. So I was making this stage inside the stage. So there was a phase of a boss battle that I broke in 3 parts, that I broke another again in 3 parts in the end. It kind of like, I realized, oh my God, maybe I don't want the game to end. It's just, I keep adding stuff, and people in the team, come on, you keep making this bigger. We have to finish.
So PSVR Underground has said people struggled because they didn't play enough Mega Man. So yeah, I do agree. I mean, I did find it hard, to be honest. I did find it hard.
I found it mega hard.
I did do it, but I did find it difficult. But I kind of thought that was the point, a little bit.
Yeah, that's something I found odd because I had issues. I played on PC first of all when I actually had some performance issues because my hardware was a bit out of date. When I actually got to play the end, when I updated my setup, I actually beat the boss easy. The boss easier than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
I was like, what? It's supposed to be harder than that.
Yeah,
I was like, that was amazing though.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Did you all play on the PSVR first, or did you do any
I
on
played
the
on
PC?
PlayStation VR.
Yeah, I played it on PlayStation VR.
See, I did the opposite. I played on PC, and one of the things always says to me, because you play with the touch controllers, people are like, well, you don't get the same feeling of holding the controller. But the weird thing is, I ended up with my hands automatically going to where the VR game was like that. So my hands, no matter what, kind of magically became magnetized into where the game was in the VR world.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It really does add to the immersion, the PlayStation VR version, because it fits so well with our controllers. You holding a controller in real life and you holding the same thing in the game. It's still our best fit. There's no other controller like that now for VR. So.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because what was the other game where, like, when I think back to the Resident Evil, what was the demo? The kitchen, and because you're playing it on a DualShock, in VR your hands are tied together, and the DualShock makes you feel like your hands are in that same situation. So
it's the same with the other puzzle game. We said about it.
Static.
Yeah,
Static. His hands are in a box.
You've got the hand in the box.
Did he even have hands though? Makes you wonder.
Well, no, because
well, you had them, but they
could.
Sorry, Anna.
I know we're not talking about 1995 yet, but we got the DualShock to the next step on the 1995, and we managed to make a way that you can grab things and interact with objects and play the game.
Yeah.
And we did we tried so many different styles and tested with some people. And the way we found the best solution was, I'm not sure if I can grab a controller here to show. So basically your hand, you have your hand tracked, right, with the controller.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go close to an object, your hand basically grabs the other object, and you see this other object in your hand where the controller was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope people is gonna like. We believe is like the best and we ever got with the DualShock, and it's still like the most immersive experience. Even with we managed to keep the immersive experience with the controller in your hand, and also you can interact with objects and do other stuff too, because it's a challenge. It's something that we really want to explore in 1989, but the game was so old that we have to let's keep it like that with gaze.
Was you tempted? Was you tempted to do any DLC or anything? What was the decision between doing a sequel? How early on was that made? Because some games get DLC.
We had planned 5 episodes already early in the process, kind of like after when I was doing my student project. Well, the plan was I had planned it first to make the whole game. Each year will be a level of the game, and the game will have 5 levels. I don't know if anyone's seen here the old demo that was my student project when I released in the Oculus Share, and in the menu it had level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you could play level 3, which was the classroom.
Yeah.
But then when we start to actually plan to release this game, we realized, wait a minute, it's too much work. Let's just make an episode instead of levels. Each level become an episode. So we had planned this a long time ago that we would release episodes, and inside 1989, actually in the end of the game, there is a time machine moment where Master is there asking your help. Where do you think Cyber Lord went? Because Cyber Lord went to another year of gaming to destroy that world and get the Pixel Stone.
Yeah.
And there we put analytics, and we saw what the players choose. The year that people choose the most was 1995. And 1999 too, but 1995 was kind of winning.
Yeah, but it was the art style. You knew. I'm so certain that you knew 1995 was going to be picked. That's the 16-bit era, isn't it? You've gone.
Yeah.
It's Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, just so sweet. It's the most of our audience is childhood, I think.
Yeah, Yeah, I know what you're saying, exactly, for our age range. Who have we got in the chat now? So we've got Chris Haney. How you doing? Thank you very much for joining us. We've got the VR Realm. Reality Check VR has popped in.
We have Shadow Deadly Gamers, who was actually in your game.
Yes, he was in your game. Yeah, didn't he win something? Didn't he? Wasn't
Yes, he did.
What was it? Was it a magazine he was in or something? Or a
Yeah, he was in one of the magazines.
Right.
So nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like to do more stuff like that. It was so cool to get like little competitions to put people in the magazines and
yeah. Awesome. Who else have we got? We got Manic Viper, Hussein X, Chris Stacey. How you doing, guys? You all right? Hello, Dark. I think I said hello to him earlier. We've got UK Rifter. How you doing, guys? You all right, DJ? Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you for joining us. So let's now, because as you've now got to that point where you picked what happened at the end of 1989, let's run the trailer for 1995.
David, it's past your bedtime. You know that means lights out.
I'm back now. So that is the trailer for Anna's upcoming game, Pixel Ripped 1995. Nat, you said you spotted a couple of comments in the chat?
Yeah, there's been some comments, and it is something that we did chat about before we started the show, about Pixel Ripped 1989 being rejected for the Oculus Store for Oculus Quest, and people are asking, is it coming to SideQuest? Now, I know we spoke to Anna, so if Anna just wants to make a small statement about that.
So yeah, we are still talking to Oculus. We're still trying to see options for 1989, but right now we're trying to focus on the release of 1995, which will come for the Quest. But no good news yet for the 1989, unfortunately. And yeah, that's the only thing I can say. We don't have any official kind of answer from Oculus. What is the reason why 1989 is not on the Quest? But we are focused on 1995 now. Actually, we are now in QA process. So
yeah, because I noticed it says spring at the end of there, so we're getting close.
Yeah, we are getting close, and we are doing QA with Oculus, with Sony right now. It's a lot of work, a lot of bugs, and actually, I don't know if you guys seen, but this week was funny. Friday, there was a problem, a bug on the Quest Store, and Pixel Rip was saying it was releasing that day, and then we got a lot of messages. Yeah. It was funny because the team was all working, and we all like getting bug fix, and then I was like, oh my god, imagine if the game was actually released and we're still working here, and people is making videos.
So let's quickly touch on some of the games that are featured in this trailer. I've noticed Zool from the Amiga. Is it Zool? It looks like Zool. Castlevania. What else have we got in there?
Definitely Castlevania.
Yeah, Streets of Rage.
There is
a whole level in the arcade which is pretty much like beat 'em up style.
Nice. Yeah, I love a beat 'em up.
I think the strength of 1995 is definitely going to be the variety of games, the different genres, and each level we change. We try to change a lot the environment, the games you're playing. Like it changes daughters that you're playing from top down, like you're playing like an RPG style, like Zelda, and then suddenly you're playing beat 'em up, you're playing platform. It's changed a lot.
Yeah, in the arcade you've got a light gun as well. I saw the light gun. I don't know if that's anything. Then it looks like you're in a video rental store. That looks cool.
Yeah, we try to explore the most we could of environments, and the characters now in the game and in the real world that's much more interesting. We have now a writer in the team, which is bringing so much value in the narrative of the game.
Yeah.
Her name is Barbara. She's doing a great job. It's been a different development process from 1989. She participates in every game design decision, and so we try to make the narrative more interesting. And I believe that's like one of the biggest strengths comparing the two games. Like it's also less hardcore than the other 1989. It's not gonna be a boss battle so hard in the end.
Yeah.
Under PSVR Underground is putting an interesting one here. It says that they're looking forward to the inevitable Pixel Kart mini game.
What, Mario Kart in Pixel Ripped?
That's cool. A Pixel Kart mini game.
That'd be cool.
That's what they're looking forward to.
There is a reference there in one of the levels, one of the boss battles to Mario Kart, and Road Rash. I don't know if you guys played that, but
yeah, did certainly.
It's a little bit. It's not a whole game.
So there you go. PSVR Underground. You called it. There is possibly Pixel Karts the mini game.
A little bit. Maybe we can go farther in next games. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was just wondering because you don't hear about too many development teams from Brazil. So I mean, is there a community down in Brazil? Is there a lot of teams that we're not hearing about games from?
Yeah, there is a big indie community here. It's not many AAA companies, which I actually like that more. I prefer that. But it's growing up a lot. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting to know a lot of people because most of the time I wasn't here, but now I'm living here for 2 years. I kind of joined like a group of women that women in trans, and participating in game jams with them. Like I just met them like end of last year, and I was mind blown. Oh my god, so many programmers and women actually programming. And I before that I think I knew maybe 3 women programmers, and I was so happy to see in my country that there is a big strong women and trans community. It is getting there. VR is still pretty small here.
You still have what you call it, Automobilista is a Brazilian developer behind that as well. So that's one of the big car sims that's coming out at the moment, which I'm doing
they're from Brazil.
The access to. Yeah, and one of the unique features about their game is that they have a lot of Brazilian racetracks and some of the little like the V-car leagues, which you don't have elsewhere in the world. It's really only Brazil that does these.
Oh, right.
So you get a very unique Brazilian flavor on car racing.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, also VR.
That's the same, really, with everything. Like, I'm a huge film and music fan. And, films, whether it's things like City of God, which was an amazing film, or you got, my favorite Brazilian band is Sepultura. There's a certain flavor to those things, especially Sepultura when Max was still with the band. They really, after the first couple of albums, really embraced that Brazilian culture. And it was, as just a plain English metalhead, it was really eye-opening. So like Roots,
Sepultura did really go down the full carnival costume wearing kind of route.
But it's no surprise that sort of like the game developers there would also embrace what makes their culture so amazing and so unique. So you want that to happen. You don't want like a Brazilian developer to act like an American or a British developer. You want them to act and bring sensibilities. So they bring something fresh to the marketplace.
Just to answer Paradise, we sort of kind of touched on Pixel Rip 1989, and there's only a limited amount of information that we can talk about it with. So we're gonna have to like move forward from talking about whether it's going to be on the Quest or not. But it's good to know that 1995 will be coming to the Quest.
Yes.
Coming to everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's coming to everything, isn't it? It's on every platform pretty much.
Is Anna going to have a new costume though? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Because she's got an amazing
got new hair
behind her. She's got amazing hair. She's got the best hair ever in this show.
Additional add-ons.
No, actually, I have already a new cosplay, and I use it just once at Oculus Connect last year. But I don't think there's gonna come any events soon. So I dye my hair because now I can, because I have to keep blonde because that's not pink hair now.
Yeah.
But I am not planning on having super new costume, but my brother does the costume and most of the electronic parts, and he's doing like some upgrades and fix, but it's not gonna change the way it looks. It's still gonna be like in the game 1995, how Dot looks.
Nice. So let me just ask you a really obvious question. Why virtuality? Why is all this happening in virtuality? What was the catalyst?
First of all, when I tried VR first time, 2013, I was mind blowing. I was, oh my God, I want to do something for this. This is amazing. I was like, just thinking about VR, got my DK1. I was just, every project at uni I was trying to make in VR. And at the time, it was like a discussion still at the university about, you can't do storytelling in VR because you can't move the camera. I'm like, it was this long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, of course you can. Of course but in the last project, you can do whatever you want. And it was like open to the student to decide and go crazy. And I said, okay, it needs to be VR. So I knew I want to make VR, but I hadn't had the idea that fits so well with VR, because I want to make something that it was better with VR, and the right media for it was VR, and it could actually make a reason for it, not just make a game and then get the camera and change for VR, which was happening a lot in the beginning. And when I had this dream, I was kind of a week before presenting the project, the idea for the project. I had this dream. I was playing a game in the TV, and the game was involving in graphics. Like, imagine you start playing like Atari game, and it goes to like Nintendo, and then Super Nintendo, and goes to 3D, and then the whole world that was sitting in the living room, the whole world was like pixelating and changing together with the game, until there was a point that the game and the TV and my world were like mesh up in one.
That sounds amazing.
It was crazy. I have some intense dreams. I have sometimes a conscious dream. I have a lot of those, and I actually tested the dreams now. I have been testing the dreams and how immersive it feels, how objects are real, touching the face of the NPCs. Say, last dream I had, I was like, this is a dream. I have superpowers. I start blowing things away. And
really?
Floating objects. It was crazy.
So jealous of your dreams, because
Thursday.
I get chased by crocodiles. I get chased by crocodiles while you're doing this.
I was strangled by a locust from Gears of War. That was my. Wow, I don't have many game dreams. Yeah, I was being strangled. Yeah, it's never good. It's never a good dream.
I'm sort of like, I'm sure there's another crocodile out there. You know, I wake up and go, but is there another crocodile there? And you've got that. Oh, damn.
That's wicked, though, for a game developer to have game dreams and then being able to test them out as well is superb.
It is my favorite dreams, and that happened. That is a way you can train that. There is some YouTube videos about it. You can train your skills to go more, to make it easier to go into the conscious dream. So yeah, going back to that, I lost myself. I had that dream.
Yeah.
And I first thing I did was talking to my colleagues and about the idea. So I had this dream. I was thinking, what if doing like a game in VR where the game it's evolving, you live the history of video games, like the evolution of gaming that happened in the 80s, and everyone was like, this is amazing. So it was good. It's good to make a lot of before I had done a lot of designs and ideas. I have wrote it down, a lot of like 5 ideas, and I show many people, and everyone's that sounds okay. It's good to talk to people when you're deciding, when you're creating, because when I spoke about Pixel Rift first idea, I could see the difference of the reactions and really, wow, this must be a good idea. Because before everyone was, I don't know, it must be okay, this game. And when I spoke about Pixel Rift, everyone was like, this is amazing, you should do it. And everyone's having ideas together and kind of going like brainstorming.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started. In VR, it was something I was trying before. And when I had this dream, I was like, this is perfect. I want to make a world where people can travel in time and put players inside that reality and relive those moments of the history of gaming. And I think when you want to time travel, VR is the best thing we have today.
That's wicked. That is fantastic. It's almost like you're playing Anna's dream when you play Pixel 1989. That's crazy. Imagine that. Imagine that is so cool. And it's weird when you're talking about the things that people said you couldn't do. I remember having a conversation when they said platformers wouldn't work in virtual reality, and they work amazingly well. I think. I think.
Yeah.
I think they can be a little bit more difficult. Maybe you got to be. But I think games like actually, I think most games can work in virtual reality now. Even third-person view games. I mean, can you think of any styles of games that can't work now? I think they've covered pretty much. Everyone thought it had to be first person. That's what I'm trying to say. Everyone thought the game.
When it came out, there was the rules of you must do this, you must do that, you must do the other, and a lot of developers, especially yourself included, Anna, have pushed that boundary back beyond what the standard thought was, and reimagined a new world into VR and into gaming and into the creativity of this. One of the things I do love as well about your cosplay crossover is you got an awards. I think it was either using Shinjuku or in Tokyo, basically. And was it last year or this year?
I think it was last
year.
year.
Game Award.
The gaming award. Yeah, that I tried to dress elegant without my helmet.
But it was the other one, because
before.
when you was in Tokyo, I think it was in Shinjuku.
In Tokyo, okay.
Yeah, and it's you in the full dot outfit, but then around you is all the business people in the suits, and it looked just a completely out of this world experience as it was.
I met the Minister of Culture too before, but there's just a picture. We're them in the game, and I was there, and then there was a lot of people coming and going, and there was this group of I thought executive Japanese people. I don't know. I didn't know the minister was there, and they like taking a photo. Hey, I was putting the helmet in his head and the laser gun. I was like, hey, take a photo, and he's like, oh, all like they're all super.
Well, I always thought because you've got that whole thing there of a lot of the retro video games, and obviously Japan has this whole area that has a similar look to Dot as in the superhero in some of their TV shows and things like that, whether how much they engage with that, because obviously I think that area where you was in, I think it was Shinjuku, is actually one of the big municipal control areas of Tokyo. So you would have, like you said, you met these ministers and things like that, and got them to dress up as Dot.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think it worked. He wasn't mad. He was happy afterwards, and he was doing high fives. And I was like, wow. I think he liked that we broke the ice.
That's cool.
I thought I shouldn't go and dress in suits. I should just be who I am. And I told them, the organizers, I'm gonna be wearing this. Is it okay? I always ask before. I think the only event I couldn't dress my cosplay was VR Awards in England. Yeah. And I tried to do a kind of version of it, like a gala style, which is like a long dress and high heels, but without my helmet, I don't feel anymore like representing the character really well. So even my TED talk I did with the costume. And nowadays I go everywhere, TV shows, everywhere I go, I try to just go in cosplay. I actually feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I guess, and I've put up Anna's Twitter page. Definitely follow her. She does post some really funny stuff now and again.
Oh, there's some great, fascinating
I do want to go back to the bit where we was talking about VR and the rules. But I've kind of always felt that the whole point of virtual reality is the rules haven't been set yet about what's going to be happen, what you can do. So you can sort of say, oh, well, you got this. But then if you kind of look at gaming from when it first came out, from Pong, and then you go on and it's like, well, this is your rule. And then you get like Space Invaders, and that's your rule. And everyone was like, you can never play a game in 3D. And then suddenly, Doom and Wolfenstein and Quake and all these games came out. Everything, that they say this cannot be done, or you shouldn't do this. Somebody then goes out and does it, and they completely reinvigorate and re-energize the whole VR, not VR, the whole gaming landscape. And I kind of see VR, we haven't got to that 3D point yet. We haven't got to the Doom and the Wolfenstein points yet, because we don't know how far and how big VR can go. We've kind of see an idea, and then you sort of see something like Ready Player One, and you're like, oh, that's where I want to go to. But the rules aren't there, and that's why sort of like Anna did what she did with Pixel Rift, with the team at Arvor, and everyone was just loving it, because if you'd have just turned around when VR first came out and said, yeah, we're going to do a retro pixel type game, I guarantee there's people that were turning around so I said, yeah, that's not going to work in VR. Not going to work.
There was many people that said that. Yeah, there was many people that said that.
But it's fun. But then you play it and it's fun. And you're just like, I don't care if I'm not meant to play this or it's not meant to be fun. Guess what? It's fun. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm just going to enjoy this game, and you can sit in your ivory tower saying, no, VR isn't very good. So
at the beginning, there was a lot of, I remember this is 2014 when I started the project. I decided first, when I had the vision, the game changed a lot. And the first vision I had, the game was going to be like you walk around and you explore, like you walking everywhere. And then I realized there's no need for it. Doesn't make sense. So I decided it's going to be just sitting down, and it's just going to be, and that was kind of innovative in a way at that time, because at that time we all struggling a lot trying to make it games that work in PC and VR. So there was a lot of first person shooters just putting a camera in VR and they're just releasing the game. So there was not much knowledge about how it would work, teleportation, all this stuff didn't exist, like all those solutions. And DK1, if you guys remember DK2, it was just head tracking, so it was really uncomfortable to move. So I decided it's gonna be sitting down, and then you're just gonna be playing the game. And I had so many colleagues saying, this is not gonna work, you crazy, this is gonna be so boring because it's just gonna be sitting down. But like, no, but the whole thing is going to be happening around the player, and it's going to be changing. And I remember...
You're saying that magical moment when you end up basically inside of a Game Boy. That's a magical moment. That's something that wouldn't happen. I don't know if that wouldn't happen if you go along with just the normal track.
Yeah.
So, if my hat was on, then my hat would be doffed, because it's that push against what people perceive and the creativity that I think has made Pixel Rip such a success, and why so many people, like in the chat, have said, yeah, they really loved it. They can't see how someone wouldn't like it as well.
Yeah, and there's some people who haven't played it yet. There's some people in the chat who haven't played it yet, so that's excellent. That hopefully they're going to check that out.
You've got a lot of people who are joining VR still.
Yeah, that's
who
right.
Are yet to discover Pixel Rip.
That's why the story is important. That's why your story was important. Paradise asked, Anna, what is your favourite VR game outside of Pixel Ripped? Or what you been? I mean, we was going to ask what everyone's been playing as well, but if you could go for that, that'd be wicked. You don't have to say a favourite, by the way.
It's hard to say nowadays, right? Before it was easy, just not much.
You can pick like your favourite three or something. It doesn't have to be one. I hate picking one game. I like so many games.
Everyone loves Beat Saber. I can't say it's not one of my favorites. It's just I used to play more when it was like not so famous. But
Yeah.
I think I would say that I like Audica too. I
Yeah.
kind of like the dancing ones.
Yeah.
I really want to like Boneworks, but I really felt so dizzy. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't think I have a good brain for that.
What about Synth Riders? Have you tried
Uh,
Synth Riders?
no,
I love Synth
gonna
Riders.
put on my list.
It is like the soundtrack is
Yeah, it
superb.
is really good.
It's
The
good.
look of Synth Riders as well is actually. I think you'll appreciate the look in Synth Riders as well.
Yeah, I think you'll like
and
the art style.
They have a very extensive soundtrack.
I haven't been playing much games these days. Like this last month, I had been not playing much. I played PC games. I played Zombie Nazis. It was like a Zombie Nazis came out. I don't know if you guys heard. It's like a sniper game. You're killing zombies.
All right.
And I was playing that a lot with friends. Logtiech VR too, if he's there. But I think the VR game that sticks to my head most. It was Trevor Saves the Universe.
That's awesome.
I think I would say that's the game inspires me the most. That's the one I think when I played, I was like, I want to make this game. I was the only one. I was like, I feel like I could have done something like, because it's so me, that game.
It's on my backlist at the moment.
That's crazy style of
it's crazy, yeah.
I was thinking it was the only game I played. I was like, I wish I have worked on this game with these people.
Talking about crazy, the moments. So in Pixel Rip 1989, for those who don't know, you fire paper spitballs at things in the classroom. Who came up with the idea of the crazy stuff that happens? I remember a guy running in and then leaping out of a window. Yeah, I was like,
comes in.
What is going on? It's crazy.
Out the other way, and you're like,
yeah, who came up with all that?
That idea in particular, the footballers jumping through the window, it came from my course coordinator. He was in the room, and I had this the bin in the corner, and I was trying to throw the paper where it was hard to make it right, and I was thinking, wow, it would be so cool, right, if there was something happen when you make the goal. And I was asking that, what do you think? Well, we could write something goal, something happened. And he's like, I don't know, put some footballers jumping from the window. And and I was like,
why not?
Oh my God, that's amazing. He was just joking. He thought, of course you're not gonna do that. And I got like, I used to a lot of Mixamo at that time. And you go in Mixamo, there was these footballers and the animations. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put those guys, and I put those guys jumping. And he was like, you crazy, I was joking.
You need to have that. Did it do the whole goal moment?
Yeah.
Or not?
Right,
as well.
Yeah, it plays go. I didn't record myself, but it plays go like we do here.
Yeah.
Oh,
because that's a very Brazilian thing, isn't it? It's very sort of like South American type of style thing with football, is to really celebrate.
If you keep making goals on the bin, actually in the third goal, I think one of crazy characters come in. One of those characters called Boneco Loco, and it was the main character of another game I did before Pixel Rip, which is a huge puppet that you control in Carnival here, and it's so hilarious. So I just add the character there, and when you do 3 goals, he appears all this crazy stuff.
I've just had an idea. Someone, Shaolin said someone clip that Sales just did that. Do you know what I'm thinking of doing eventually? You know when someone does a super chat, I'm thinking of having that as my super chat animation. That'd be awesome.
I don't have super chat, unfortunately. Damn it! I still need to get that 1K.
So another game we
have. You can use it on yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it, man. Another thing we haven't spoken about, and Anna didn't mention, is Pistol Whipped. And I wanted to see, have you played Pistol Whip? Because I need to talk about it as well. So have you played that?
I did a video playing.
Excellent. Yeah, but you didn't mention. I mean, to me, this is one of my favourite games. Still, I love it. I think they really, really smashed it with this one. I think it's superb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the soundtrack and stuff. Nat, this is one of your favourite games as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I surprised a lot of you because I've turned around and said, I'm not a fan of rhythm games. I suck at them, but I don't see Pistol Whipped as a rhythm game with shooting elements. I see it as a shooting game with rhythm elements, and that's how I play it. So yeah, for me, it was just it's just absolutely amazing, and kudos to the developer for that one. We should be getting a new scene soon as well, I believe.
Yeah, because it's going to be like one a month, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what they said anyway.
So just to quickly talk about this this tournament they're doing. So this is there's a tournament in association with Oculus, Cloudhead, VR, V Respawn, Springboard, iBuyPower, VR Master League, Splitverse, and Live. They are hosting what is now the largest pistol tournament ever, with over $10,000 in prizes. If anyone can link that tweet, I haven't actually got it at the moment, but there is a tweet that has that. If anyone wants to sign up for it, we're actually in the middle of it at the moment. I think it finishes. I think the at-home part was from the 13th to now till I think you got like 7 days, and then it goes on to being in the arcades. So yeah, definitely grab part of that. That'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, we're going into the VR news. That's basically what we're doing. We're going into VR news. So
you started it without your favourite thing.
I know. So I'm quickly going to plug it right now. There you go. That was the VR news thing quickly flashing up.
We normally end up talking over the top of it, and GT's like, "What did you do? What did you do? You wrecked the VR news."
I did.
Go for it.
So yeah, so jumping into some VR news. Five Nights at Freddy's VR Quest port is due in a couple of months. Have any of you guys played Five Nights at Freddy's?
I tried. I didn't get on with it.
You didn't get on with it?
No.
Sals?
No, I didn't play it. I saw it, and I don't get it. I'm too old for it.
So I've never played it, and it's got a massive following. To be fair,
it's got very much a cult following in the sort of younger generation, I would say, younger than us.
And that's what I think. On the Quest, I think it's going to do fantastically over there. It's called the Help Wanted version, which is a collection of the most memorable moments of the original series, and has put them into VR. So I played it on PSVR, and the chat had to help me. I had no idea what was going to happen in this when I played it, and dude, it is very scary, very jumpy, and yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm sure that's going to do absolutely fantastic. The next thing we're going to look at is a new game that is coming out on March 31st on Quest, April the 4th on Rift. Is Lies Beneath. We've already spoken about it, but maybe not everyone saw. There was another trailer. So last week we played. You got the main trailer. You've got the shotgun trailer, and now and I say a trailer, they're like 30 odd seconds long. There's also another one which features a lighter, which sounds a bit like, what's that all about? But within that, you see a little bit more action. So let's take a look at that right now. It's literally played the breaking news thing again by accident. So yeah, that was Lies Beneath. I didn't turn it off, so when we transitioned back, it come on again. So yeah, Anna, have you heard about Lies Beneath at all?
What? Sorry?
Lies Beneath, a new game coming out. Have you heard about that?
I'm off grid, guys. I'm happy to be here so I can see the news because I have been just working in the game like crazy. Not playing games and
she's doing something much more important. She's making games for us to play.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, indeed. One that I'm definitely looking forward to as well.
I love
this
the graphical style.
Oh yeah, the art style.
The art style is just great, but I'm so ready to be very much afraid of some parts here, but just the art style alone just makes this look like it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it does. The more I see of these trailers, though, the more I think the game is changing into an actual scary action game. As I wasn't too sure about the gameplay, first of all. I wasn't too sure how it was going to be played out. But looking at this, I mean, I haven't seen anything in these trailers saying whether it's Quest footage we're looking at. Or
I assume so, since it's coming to the Quest first of all.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if that is Quest footage, damn. that is that is very impressive. What else have we got? Oh yeah, like a whole new game. Let me just get this up quickly. It was just on upload this, and it caught my eye because I know a lot of people want long games to play. You know, they want a game to sink their teeth into. So this is like a JRPG.
Okay.
Called. Let me get my information up. I do apologise about all this. I'm always doing this on the fly. Sword Reverie is an upcoming JRPG-inspired action game from, I don't even know how to say that, Isekai Entertainment, with hand-drawn anime style, and its inspirations come from Legend of Zelda and Ni no Kuni. Now, they're two massive games to mention, yeah, to be honest. Like, they're two of my, Ni no Kuni, I really enjoyed that. I know there was a second one, I think, that I didn't actually play.
They changed. I'm the biggest Ni no Kuni fan out there, honestly.
I need to be careful what I
But
say.
Ni no Kuni 2, they changed the battle system, and I just was like, no, because I didn't see the point of it. The battle system for Ni no Kuni was perfect.
So, I mean, to be fair, this is a long time ago for me. What kind of battle system was it, and what did it turn into?
It was turn-based. It was my friend kept, because I've never played a Pokemon game. My friend kept turning around to me saying, "If you love Ni no Kuni, you should play Pokemon because it's pretty much the same battle system as Pokemon."
Right.
So I just absolutely adored the battle system. To be honest, what actually drew me to Ni no Kuni was Studio Ghibli. I'd never heard of Level 5 Studios. I know they were a big name with Professor Layton and loads of other games and things like that, but I'd never heard of them. But I was reading an article and they turned around and said Studio Ghibli have teamed up with Level 5 Studios and they're bringing out an old school JRPG called Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. And it was the studio, because I'm a massive, massive fan of Studio Ghibli. Films. They are the greatest films, some of the greatest animated films ever made. And by the way, if you've got Netflix, you can watch all 21 Studio Ghibli films on Netflix at the moment. They're available for streaming, which I would highly recommend watching.
Yeah, I remember the art style was the thing that drew me into Ni no Kuni the most, without a doubt. It was
the Studio Ghibli stuff. Yeah,
it looked fantastic. So, Anna, are you into JRPGs or anything like that? Are you into RPGs normally when you're not making games?
I really like Diablo. I think that's kind of one of my favorite. Fallout, of course.
Yeah, Fallout's wicked. I never played any of the other Fallout. I only played Fallout 3 and Fallout Las Vegas. I played Fallout 4, obviously, and also in VR, but no, I didn't play 1 and 2, or just Fallout.
I think I think from the last one I played, I liked the most. I think was Dying Light.
Yeah, that was really
Dying Light is soon's gonna release a new game, so I'm excited for it.
I hope they do it in VR. I know, and it's crazy. You always want stuff in virtuality once you're in there, but yeah, I'd love Dying Light, dude. That'd be absolutely fantastic.
Thank you to Scott Merrill for the donation.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's joined us as well recently.
Thank you. Thank you for being glad to see me here.
Of course, I'd be glad to see you here. Oh man, she's so cool. What else have we got? Oh, Paper Beasts. Who is checking out Paper Beasts? Is anyone checking out Paper Beasts?
Well, I want to, but unfortunately, there's the case of a small game coming out the same week.
Go on. What game's that? I'm not sure what game that is.
What game? Yeah, what game?
No, it's from like it's from like a little developer.
Little developer. They're small fries. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything like make the index, for instance.
No, but yeah.
Oh no, I'm gutted in a way because when I got my email for this game and I saw the dates, I thought, oh damn.
You like paper? It's like Paper Beast, and then you go Half-Life.
But the thing is, Paper Beast is on PlayStation, I think only, isn't it? It's like a PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for PlayStation owners. They've been waiting for something exclusive.
Yeah.
And Separation, I didn't play it, but you know, I heard it's kind of divisive. Some people really love it. Some people, you know, just didn't get on with it, which is like most games. Paper Beast obviously has quite a bit of a push by Sony behind it for obvious reasons. As you said, it's an exclusive.
Yeah.
I think if you're only PlayStation VR, and a lot of people still are, it's a game to be excited for, because I would be if I didn't own a PC or anything like that. I would definitely be excited for Paper Beast. It looks unique. It looks interesting.
It does look beautiful. It really does. I love the artwork in it, and the art style. It looks fantastic.
I just want to be placed in the world of Half-Life with Half-Life Alyx, and that is going to be the only thing I really care about. I mean, once I've actually finished Half-Life Alyx, then yeah, maybe I will look at Paper Beast. The thing is, it's not about, you know, getting the game first and playing it first and stuff like that. So
no, there's time to enjoy things. I think that's one of the things that people forget.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the rapid development, if a certain other person's game comes out first, then that's going to be another one to the list where you go, so, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a question for Anna concerning Half-Life Alyx, because how, as a developer, do you look at Half-Life Alyx? Do you look at Half-Life Alyx as what is it? The rising tide raises all boats. That, you know, Half-Life Alyx is going to be bringing you know, this whole new focus, this whole new group of people to virtual reality, and you're looking at it as sort of like, well, actually, you know, we're getting all these people that are coming in specifically for Half-Life Alyx. Maybe some of those that weren't there before are going to, you know, we can get them to look at our game and look at it. Or do you kind of look at it as sort of like, oh God, that bloody game, it's going to be so
I love
big,
it.
everyone's going to care about it.
I'm happy. More people to VR, the best. So big franchise like that just bring more people, and it's just
absolutely.
I'm never gonna be mad at that. Just it's definitely good for VR industry, not just for games, but I think this is gonna as more big IPs we bring for VR, the more people are gonna bring in overall. Like I'm just excited for it.
Yeah,
nothing bad about this at all. I don't see.
I mean, the only thing I've kind of see as weird about it, and I understand why Valve have done it, but Valve have kind of chosen IGN as sort of like their source, and I understand why they've gone with IGN. IGN's the biggest website gaming site out there. But personally, for me, I would have much preferred if they'd have gone with somebody like Upload VR for more in-depth focus.
I feel like they're disconnected.
I just want to say
from
thanks
the VR
for the £5 super chat, by the way.
Oh, who's saying?
And yes, nice sentiment. Thank you.
He's put, great show as always. VR in general and VR shows should get some of us through the current pandemic. Good luck to everyone and their loved ones. Thank you ever so much for that, dude. Yeah, everyone's got to stay positive.
Although I've got to say that there's a few people I like at IGN, and one of the guys I actually do enjoy is Ryan McCaffrey. I've always thought he's been fair when it comes to gaming, and to hear his thoughts about the first 4 hours of Half-Life was very interesting.
Yeah.
Because he actually turned around and he said, listen, you know, the concern with Half-Life Alyx, and I think, you know, quite literally was, is this going to be like a bite-sized chunk of Half-Life? Well, we know it's not. It's going to be, what, a 12 to 15-hour campaign at least. And you're going to spend time looking around, because the first thing you're going to be is like, I'm in Half-Life.
I think when I play it, dude, I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to play it again, but then I'm going to take it all in. You know, I'm going to play it for the action.
So you're going to play it online first, or are you going to play it
dude,
I'm
going to stream it fresh.
Everyone's going to stream it.
Yeah,
I'm going to stream it, and I hardly stream anything anymore.
For 15 hours?
Yeah. No, is that what they said it was? 15 hours long?
Well, 15 hours long, but then you've got to remember you're going to have the expiration time, because, you know, this is what happens when you get in VR.
Is that 15
You're
hours
going to
for
explore the
IGN?
environment.
Is that 15 hours for IGN because they don't know what they're doing? Or is
No,
that
that was Valve came out and said that it was going to be about 12 to 15 hours. Literally, they said it's going to be the same length of time as Half-Life 2, which, considering I've only just finished Half-Life 2 and Episode 1 and Episode 2, is a fair chunk of change, added to the fact that I suck, and so there'll be a lot of effing and blinding. And, why did they put that bloody decision into that game? I hate them.
Do you know, I've just realised I've got to take the next day off work. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to take
the week off.
Oh, no.
Maybe I'm multiple meetings all the time.
I've literally made sure. I literally had the week after off, and I spoke to my manager, and I was just like, that week I've got off, can you bring it forward a week? He's like, I'm not sure. I goes, I'll do anything. I goes, that other week I've got off in April, you can have that. I'll give that up if you can give me the week off. And he's just like, really? I was like, well, I prefer you not to, but so anyway, I got it off. So yeah, they put my week off forward.
Talking about Half-Life, Anna, like, what game series would you like to come to VR?
Left 4 Dead.
Dude, that's it. That's done.
Left 4 Dead, please.
Valve are like sitting
Come
on gold.
It's time for Left 4 Dead 3. It's time.
Yeah,
but they can't
Valve can't
three.
count to 3. Yeah, they can't count to 3.
It is still my favorite zombie game. Come on, it's just never coming.
Yeah,
So,
they just can't count to 3.
They want a developer to make. Let me do it, please. If
actually,
listening to this,
you might be able to do that because I've just purchased Black Mesa, which is a fan remake of the original Half-Life, and Valve have allowed them to sell it on Steam for £15. I mean, how insane that is! It's a load of modders that literally got together. It's called the Crowbar Collective. They've literally spent 12 years making this remake of the original Half-Life.
Wow.
And they've sort of updated it. You know, it looks so much better. But like the Zen thing in the original Half-Life, which was kind of lame, they've literally everyone's turned around and said, you know, even if you're not that interested, but you like Half-Life, you've got to play Black Mesa just for the Zen part because it's just what it should have been.
Yeah,
it's just this amazing area.
So they must have played that and thought this is something like as good as we would do, or
yes,
yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. So
thanks to South Memphis for the $5 there.
Thank you very much, sir.
And the wow.
It wouldn't surprise me if you could do like a little bite-sized chunk of a game and take that to Steam and say, listen, they might not let you call it Left 4 Dead 3. But they might let you call it something based on Black Mesa.
Yeah,
we're trying to talk Anna into making a zombie shooting game.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Apparently we are. But she can't call it free because we all know they can't count to 3. So, you know, whatever you call it something else. Just make sure 3 isn't in there and you're good to go.
That's what I mean, though. Once 1995's out, I guess you can do whatever you like, really. I mean...
Well, no, I mean, there's more to come on Pixel Rip.
I'm gonna be an old lady and
still playing Pixel Rip.
Finished all the episodes. But someone in the chat said it's confirmed by Valve that no Left 4 Dead's coming.
I saw that.
Yeah, Realm. It's so sad. Really?
Well, no Portal either.
No.
Is that just VR or is that at all?
No, in general. The total in flat screen.
Why? If you go online now, there's still people playing. A lot of people play.
That's crazy.
I always wanted it to come to PlayStation. It never came to PlayStation. I was absolutely adamant that they would do like a Left 4 Dead collector's bundle that would bundle Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 together and put it out on PlayStation, but they've never done it. It's only PC and Xbox.
So as we all know, a lot of our favourite gaming conventions are now being cancelled and stuff, but Upload put out a tweet to say basically that their E3 VR showcase will be returning this June. And I thought what they done last year was absolutely fantastic. It also resonates with me, like what Nat was saying about Half-Life and Upload. I do wish something like that would have happened, you know, because I think the VR community, just in general, you know, IGN made some massive weird moves and mistakes.
Well,
I think.
Borderlands 2 is still something that stings. Where you're reading the review and you're just like,
Borderlands, yeah.
Oh
dude.
my god, do you not know what to do? How can you not know what to do?
Yeah, I was a massive part of that. So yeah, that was insane. I mean, I'll always remember that. I mean, it's nice. I guess they can change. Tested have done really well, I think, with Half-Life. I think what they've done's been really great. The interview is fantastic as well.
Tested usually do quite well, and thanks to Rendered Reality there for the $5.
Oh, thanks, man. Apparently, I'm one of the most stand-up guys in the industry. Yeah.
You are.
You said to as well now.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It got big like his muscles.
So I basically filled in a spot yesterday because one of their hosts went missing. So I offered to jump in. Yeah, and it was a great show as always. Rendered Reality, coffee and VR, which sounds like a great mix. I'm sure all of us enjoy. I don't know Nat does. Nat doesn't like hot drinks.
No.
Doesn't like hot drinks.
You had coffee coming in from out of the back of the wall. It's like coffee came across from
I did.
the back of the wall. Yeah, it was magic.
Coffee and virtual reality is like peas and carrots. They go together really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, Anna. You look like you're going to say something.
Can I say something about the events? Can I share some really sad thing that happened? Developer frustrations. So, like since first time we started with Sony, I have been asking, hey, can we be at your booth to demo the game? And there was never like an opportunity that we kind of managed to that. And that PAX now that was canceled, we actually got a place. We would have like a place at the Sony booth, and we would be demoing Pixel right there. It was all confirmed. We like talking to them. We're doing like banners. We did the art, everything. Everything was going to happen. And then they came with that news that they wouldn't go because of the virus. I was so sad. We're like so sad. We even improved the demo for PlayStation. It's like
so in future, we know that's going to happen at some point. We know that you're going to get in.
Yeah, to do it I said, okay, we have to be in the list there, a waiting list for the next event. Come on, it's long time I have been waiting for this. Asking, hey, can we be in your booth?
Sony must be in such a good place at the moment because obviously with E3 being cancelled, they weren't going to be coming to E3, so their plans have not changed. You know what they had, what they've had to set up.
Yeah.
It's like we were never going to go to E3. The only thing they might have had is like a special like event at a theatre, but you can quickly change that. Whereas E3, Microsoft would have spent, possibly hundreds of thousands, possibly millions, setting up E3, and suddenly it's like, yeah, E3's cancelled, and it's like, oh, what the hell do we do now? I mean, I know they're going to do some sort of digital show, but Sony were most probably already going to be doing their digital show. And
I think everyone lost a lot of opportunities and money. It's sad. Like even we're a small company, but our CEO was going, so all the trip got canceled. Had a lot of meetings. We had our PR guy Jesus was going. His name is Jesus. Even Jesus couldn't go because
Jesus couldn't make it, but we still can't say the word.
Even Jesus can't go though because they canceled the flights from Europe. So he's in Spain now. He's Spanish, and he couldn't go to get the trip. He was going to buy a Quest. He was going to get some stuff and come back and do some meetings, but no, not even a trip was allowed.
Damn. I mean, it's weird. A developer tweeted out the other day saying these sort of events, they're not necessarily for sales. They're more to actually get direct feedback from people. Like, you're there, you can talk about your game, talk about how they felt playing it. And that's the invaluable stuff, isn't it? Just to see how people react.
Get a more personal connection with developers, with the users, the people that play the game, with your dev relations too. Like getting for us, it's a good place to meet everyone. And old friends too. Like it's the only place that I go that I meet my colleagues from the NFTS in England, and I meet people that I met during this career making games everywhere. Everyone around the world travels to DDC, so it's really sad. I have been going to DDC since 2015. And that was the first year after 2015. I'm not going. So
that
it's
must actually be
sad.
the most mind-blowing part of looking at your life. Is that I assume you stayed in Brazil for most of it, and then suddenly you started making games. And it's I assume you're getting invitations to go to Japan, to go to GDC, and you're just like, really? They want me to go to Japan? Or you're obviously your game company, your game company sort of like, yeah, we need you to go to Japan to accept this and stuff like that. You must be just like, what the hell is happening?
I'm so glad that I would be so sad. That would be like when you said Japan, I would be so sad to not go to Japan because that was the trip of my life. Like it was one of the best moments. If I can remember my life moments, I think that was one of the best. And if they had canceled that event and the trip, it would be so sad. It would be. I'm glad. I'm glad it's happening now. It's sad, but yeah.
It'd be all right.
I find it very strange.
I wish that better never happened, right? But
it'd be all right.
Now
we'll be all
now
right.
VR has to take over. It's the only solution for all this.
I've got this odd image coming into my mind of what Dot was like at an onsen. So the Japanese version of you at the onsen with the helmet, the blaster, but yukata ready to go off for the onsen, you know?
Yeah, I had to contract someone there to be Dot, and I'll be here watching.
Have you
at least Dot will be there, would be representing.
Have you noticed the difference between the cultures of how they accept gaming? Because it's always seemed to me that sort of like in America and Europe, gaming's kind of looked down on as a kiddie experience, but to my view, it's always seemed like Japan has always been accepting that adults, it's nothing weird for adults to be into gaming. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that adults into gaming is weird, but that's kind of the perception that you get in Europe. If you sort of like turn around to someone and you sort of say, "Oh yeah, I play video games," and they're just like, "Yeah, but you're like 40 or 50 or whatever," and sort of like in that for like 15 years old, but like Japanese.
Here in Brazil is the same. People still have this stereotype of you're playing games, you're wasting your time. But if you're watching soap operas, it's totally fine. Just waste 5 hours of your day every day. Just like most of people here, or the generation before me, they are like my parents and that generation. They are all watching soap operas like every day, and they follow this routine of wasting 5 hours every day watching soap operas. But there's no judgment about, wow, you're wasting your time. But if you're playing a game for 5 hours, you are a loser. What are you doing with your life? It's just, come on.
You're a loser.
And now no one can say that to me. It's my work. Come on, respect. I'm doing research.
Oh, you just nailed it there. You just sort of like went, hey, that's how I make my money.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm making serious research here. Respect.
That's it. So unfortunately, we can't say the name of the reason behind all this, but someone in the chat has asked about Nvidia wanting peeps to use their GPUs for studying the virus. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chuck the link to this so you can do it. It's called Folding at Home, which basically uses your GPU's computational power to help cure diseases. And it's not just this one, it's cancer and all sorts of other diseases as well. But what you'll need to do, right, when you look at this tweet, there's a team name. You need to add the team name to what you're doing, and then it's like you're, without me saying the name of what's going on currently, that's what you're going to be helping, kind of thing. So yeah, and it's pretty cool. Do you guys not remember it on the PlayStation 3?
Yeah, I remember it because it used to be in Home. You could select for PlayStation Home, and when your PlayStation 3 went into sleep mode, it would still be working for the computations. Also, I believe it's the US Air Force purchased something like 20,000 PS3s because they found it was actually cheaper to buy the PS3s to run their computational programs than to actually just go out and buy PCs.
Yeah, I think I remember that, something like that.
So it was kind of crazy. I mean, the funny thing about the PS3, because it used a cell processor, it was so far ahead of its time. and I don't think anyone really ever, got to grips with what the PS3 could actually do. And obviously, they made a decision because a lot of game developers were just like, "How the hell do we program for this thing?" And that's why Mark Cerny decided to go with was it x86 architecture, which is literally what they use for PC gaming. So game developers were just like, "Oh, thank you, you've made our life a lot easier."
Yeah, for sure. Anna, talking about quickly going back to Pixel Ripped and develop, what's it like to develop on the Quest? How did you find it? Because a lot of developers I speak to, they seem to find there's a bit more power there than they expect to play with. And some of them actually say that it's a bit of a hassle, but they get there in the end.
It depends, I guess, on the game, because it's very specific, the problems of the Quest that we have to face it compared to other platforms.
Yeah.
We are working on PlayStation builds and the Quest, so and we're doing both QAs now at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think it is helped a lot because for the Quest, because we're already optimizing for the PlayStation, and that helps a lot. But on the Quest, you have the problem of the size of the image and stuff, which is kind of a different problem.
Mm-hmm.
But the game not having like camera effects, and we had to take a little bit of blur, and there's no blur in the game, there's no much camera effects, you have to take it all. And of course the PC looks better, but that's it. There's not much of a bigger difference than the camera effect compared to the PC version. Because right now we're comparing 1995 with 1989, the graphics. We choose like a more cartoony stylized, like Pixar style.
Yeah.
So the characters are a little bit less detailed. The world is less. The textures are more simpler. There's no textures, so we don't have to deal with the size of the image. That's a big problem on the Quest. So we're not having a harder time than we thought, because we started this game with the Quest. That the first day of the project, it was already building for the Quest and for the PlayStation, because we knew this would be our biggest challenge during the process. So I guess making the game, the characters in the world more cartoony, more Pixar, that really, really helped.
Yeah.
And that 1989, it's a much bigger challenge than 1995, because we prepared and we make the game prepare for the challenge. Right now we kind of having this the 72 FPS in the whole game. It's a lot of bugs. That's all to fix. We have a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
Because when you start fixing some bugs, if you're a developer, you start fixing something, you break something else, and it's just but we get it.
What effect is like the newer sort of stuff on the AI side having to the Quest? Because there's a lot of stuff about at the moment AI boosting some of the power of the Quest as well.
Yeah.
Is that being pulled in yet, or is that for the future?
You asking me that?
I think so.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be asking me it, because I haven't got a clue.
We're not using much of AI, so
it's for the future.
We don't have.
It's for a future episode.
On Pixel Rift, is the most complex character we have. It's the mom, because she's kind of like the teacher. Sometimes she has this behavior. Most of the time, the characters are animated in a timeline, so there's not much AI going on. I don't know what to say much about
this.
That's
okay. No, it was a bit of a deep dive out there question.
It was a South question. That's what it was.
Out. It was a South question.
It was.
I would like to explore more. Now that you said that, maybe we should have more explore the Quest.
Yeah, there's apparently like some different AI stuff that's helping gain a good amount more power on the Quest. That obviously optimization is a big thing with VR, as you definitely know. So gaining that extra percentages, anybody says to you, well, you can gain an extra 10, 15, 20% headroom by whatever routine of this, that, the other, then it's one of those things where you go, really? And that's going to unlock so much more potential. I mean, we see it all the time with
I want
consoles.
to know more about that. Now I understand what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the AI, like in general.
yeah.
But
No,
and
no,
AI
not the
that helps
AI in
optimizing.
general, the AI-driven graphics, where
Please
you're
share with
using
me this.
Yeah, they turned around
AI.
and said that they've got 67% more power out of the GPU based on what the programs they've done.
I have to read the news. You know, we've been wasting time working and trying to optimize it. You know,
Yeah.
If I seen that AI, it could be all done.
Exactly. Employ that AI. Make sure that AI does the helps you out to get it there for people even earlier.
So
then it'll be straight from your dreams to the AI.
Please give me the AI to help me with that. Like it.
That'd be awesome.
We almost made it all optimized already, but you know, why not?
Why not? There was a little bit more news with the Wizards from Carbon Studios. There was an update to improve the tracking of the PSVR version, and the latest update adds a tracking protection system, which kind of looks like, I've never seen it before on PlayStation, so it's kind of like the Oculus Guardian system in my mind. But we have kind of seen that before, though, haven't we? Because I think Farpoint has,
and there's a couple of other games that showed you the grid to optimize where your movement tracking was for the moves or the aim controller.
Yeah.
In when you're in VR, so you get that grid that projects where the camera is actually seeing the volume area.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, on PlayStation, you're kind of used to just hoping you don't bump into anything because there's just nothing to tell you whether you're going to or not. So yeah, it was quite interesting that I saw that. And the other thing is, this is also from Upload. I did put it too far down on the page. It's about Shadow VR. They're going to launch a cloud-rendered Steam VR service for Oculus Quest, and that was reported on Upload.
Yeah, same goes that we've said for everything that's cloud-based and VR, that it depends on your speed of connections, your download speed, etc., etc. If you don't have the download speed, then it's not going to work. So if you do, then yay.
So the guy who's tested it, he's put I've got his name. I'd like to mention his name. David Heaney, or Heaney. Is that his name? Heaney? Yeah, Heaney. He said he did try it, and he's particularly sensitive to latency. I think virtuality latency just stands out more anyway. But when he tested out Shadow and Virtual Desktop on Quest, even with a high-end Wi-Fi router, he found the delay to be very noticeable. And even when immersed, I was unable to get used to it. But what's interesting in as well over on Upload is they've got the pricing structure. So there's the Boost tier, which gives you an Nvidia GTX 1080, 4-core 2.5 GHz CPU and 12 GB RAM for $15 a month. The Ultra, which is the Nvidia RTX 2080, 4-core CPU and 16 gigs of RAM, $30 a month. That's probably what I'd go for, personally, out of these three. And then you've got the Infinite, which is the Nvidia Titan RTX, 4 to 6 core CPU, 32 gigs of RAM. Which one of those three do you think, if say this works perfectly, I think the $30 a month option would be fine, personally.
It's like I say, it's all dependent on connections.
Say you've got the perfect connection, though. Say you've got that.
Well, I always go for them. I always go for more power.
So you'd pay $50 a month.
I always want to experience the best I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
If I have the money, then I go right. We're doing that.
Yeah.
But it's all relative to what you find is worthwhile.
Because I know some people in our Discord already use Shadow, to do their VR stuff. So that's pretty cool, And I hadn't seen the pricing list before, so I thought that was really interesting.
Well, I mean, the thing with cloud gaming is, yes, it works. But it's still in its infancy. There's going to be issues. To be honest, if it worked, Oculus themselves would have done wireless. They would have done wireless connection for the Oculus Link.
Yeah, it's literally, if you can get wireless, everything like that, and over telecoms, cloud computing, if you can get the connection speed, great. But if you can't get the connection speed, that's where it's failing. Everything else is computational power. That's not the issue.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it'll get there. We've got to have this to get to where we want to go. So, listen, if people have managed to get the cloud gaming and virtual desktop and stuff like that to work for them perfectly, absolutely fantastic. But for a lot of people, it's not going to work, and we're not there yet. But the good thing is, there's companies out there. There's the dev behind virtual desktop, but always working on it.
We've discussed it before, and it's sort of like my thing is just until the connection speed is there. When that happens, then great.
Yeah, no worries, guys. So we're going to bring the show to a close. I know Anna's a very busy lady. If anyone's got any quick questions they want to fire, now's the time, because I don't think we're going to get her back for a while because she's going to be mega busy for quite a while.
There is a couple of bits that popped up this week. Panzer Dragoon, the Sega Saturn game, is going to be getting a VR game.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's going to be really interesting.
Can't believe I missed that.
And favourite of the show, T for God, is getting some updates to assist with people understanding what T for God actually is, tutorials and things like that. So,
Anna,
please get that.
You had someone in the chat pop in. I couldn't read what they said because it was either in Spanish or Brazilian earlier. Luciano.
The one that said
it's Portuguese, isn't it?
I don't know.
Boa tarde?
He said hola. So
just said hola, Anna.
Yeah, no. There is another comment further down, and I can't read it.
Oh, okay.
I practice offline.
I'm searching through the chat. I'm terrible with this because I'm not used to it. So I'm like,
I will copy and paste.
Look into you guys.
Yeah, I will copy and paste it into the chat for you, Anna.
All right, Dr. Oculus, how you doing? Artful. I could not get the Live Quest side of things.
There you go, Anna.
I found it.
Oh, you found it.
You found it.
Torcemos por você, Ana. Seu jogo é o top. It means we are cheering for you. We are here cheering for you, Ana. Your game is top. It's great. Top of.
Like,
top is English, right?
Thing is, you could be making that up, and I wouldn't know. So.
Thank you, Luciano.
Oh, that is lovely.
Obrigado, Luciano.
Drunken Bar Fight just got co-op mode on the Quest. Got to check that out. That is going to be so funny.
Okay.
Apparently, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Oh, Midlife knew what he said anyway. Oh, he's cheering for you. That's a beautiful message. That is cool. So yeah, so there you go, guys. Paradise said basically thank you for coming on the show. So yeah, and thank you, Anna. Cheers, thank you.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. It was great. And thank you for the information because I really need to be up on date with the news and share with me that bot, the AI that does the optimization. And yeah, it was great. I'm gonna have to watch more of you guys' show, so I am up with the news.
No worries. Thank you, and thank you everyone in the chat today. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your comments, thank you for your donations. Really appreciate you all being here and clicking that bell and jumping in. So yeah, no worries, guys. Thank you ever so much. Please remember to follow Nat from 7 Degrees Gaming, Salsa from Salsa Ketchup VR, and also if you can follow Anna over on Twitter, that'd be awesome to keep up to date with her day-to-day goings on. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, no worries. All of that will be linked in the video description after we've turned the stream off. So yeah, thank you guys. Look after yourselves. Have a fantastic week. See you soon, guys. Take care.
And we'll see you all in 1995.
I'll see you guys in 1995.
See you later, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.